well, she won't hear it, but everybody needs to know Paige locked in Emerald, which is huge, in our team's push for Premier. So I'm so proud of her. And Taylor is still pushing as well. She's super close to Diamond. She's only an Emerald away and has a coach signing this week. So it's amazing. Anybody else want to shout anyone out?
I want to shout out, this is Detra's first team call. We met last weekend. She signed up right away, and she's like trying to hit Emerald by Christmas.
Yes. Love it. Anybody else? Everyone's kind of popping on here. Maggie, have we congratulated you for Emerald yet? Or I mean Premier yet on a call? So awesome. Maggie's team is Premier. First time ever.
Thank you.
So awesome. I'm looking at names. I'm like, anything I can say? Okay. So anybody else? All right. Well, Brad, we'll probably have some people pop on in the next 5 minutes or so, but I know right here you're looking at a lot of like high-level leaders who are definitely looking to end the year strong and go into 2020 strong. So I'm just going to let you take it away. Again, thank you so much for being here, and we can't wait to hear what you pour into us.
Awesome, guys. What's up? Can you guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up if that's coming through. Thank you guys so much for your time tonight, for being here, for spending an evening away from your family in the holiday season with me yapping in your ear for an hour. Wanted to apologize in advance. I have a fever right now and really sniffly, and so I'm going to try to talk as enunciated and as I possibly can, but if you hear some sniffles, that's why. And since men are totally babies about being sick, you're about to see that throughout this call. Isn't that a true stereotype, by the way? Men are just total babies when it comes to being sick. So thank you guys for your time tonight. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the Unstuck formula. That's what this is. My name's Brad. I'm a mindset strategist. I'm a mindset coach. Let me go ahead and mute everyone here just so. There we go. Cool. I'm a mindset strategist, mindset coach, inspirational speaker, creator of Appreciation Academy. See a lot of familiar faces from when I was speaking for Natalie and Kelsey before. And I'm super excited to be here. My mission is to show online business owners how to be happy along the path to success. Because I'm a firm believer that happiness comes first. You can have success all day long, but if you're not happy, you don't have success. You have nothing, right? So it's about how to be fulfilled along the way to your dreams. And from that, it actually makes your dreams so much easier to attain. And so this is the place where you're going to learn the 3 skills that you absolutely need if you're sick and tired of doing the same things, getting the same results, and not having the joy in your business, because that's a tough place to be. I've been there. So give yourself this gift. You're on this call because you want to finish this year strong. You're not making the excuses this time of year. You want to be here and be present. So give yourself this gift. Turn the distractions off. If you're doing the Instagram story thing, take the picture now, post it later. Whatever you got to do, be present here. I promise it will be worth it because you deserve to be here. You're in the right place. You're in the right place if you're building a business and you want to reach that next level, and maybe it seems like every single thing you try is like frustratingly out of your grasp, and it's almost like stressful to build a business. Or maybe you're working on personal growth and development and you read the books, but it feels like something's missing. And when you feel inspired and motivated, maybe it doesn't last very long, and maybe you slip back into old patterns or beliefs. You're in the right place if you're ready to crush some really, really, really big goals. Or maybe you want freedom from debt, from money worries, from anxiety, from stress. You want to be the best version of you so you can feel fully alive every day instead of free falling through self-sabotage and negativity and blame and guilt. And this is where the action plan comes into place to give you those gifts. So this is about finally seeing that freedom, not just financially, but emotionally, and how to get out of your own way and get unstuck. That's what this is. So type in "I'm ready" into the chat box if you think you could benefit from any of those things, because that is what we are going to do today. And strap in, because you are in for a treat today. And I'm honored you are here. I do not take your time for granted. This is time you cannot get back. And my promise to you is that in this hour, I will over-deliver on mindset content to help you break through these limiting beliefs that hold you back and show you what's been getting in your way of success, but more importantly, happiness and emotional freedom. So put this in big, bold letters in your notes. It's my time for a breakthrough. And I know that sounds cheesy, but it's so damn true. How many of you guys feel like you've been doing the things and you want that freaking breakthrough? You want it to happen so bad. That's what this is for. How many of you guys have a feeling? Type yes in the chat box if you have this feeling like you're meant for so much more than what you're getting out of life right now. And if someone just show you how to do it, you're meant for so much more. And you're meant to give more, to serve more, to love more, to care more. That's what this is about. And so it's really, really simple though, because it's a lot simpler than you probably think, because there's a secret here. You're not missing a business strategy. You're not. One of the biggest mistakes I ever made was looking for a strategy first. And that's important. Inviting, Instagram, all those things, those do play a role. But not having the belief that you can do this paired with strategy equals the strategy doesn't work. So have you ever been spinning your wheels and the strategies aren't working for you, but they seem to work for everyone else? It's not the mechanics that are going wrong. It's how we think and how we feel. So that's what we're going to cover tonight, the mindset piece of it. And as a huge thank you for spending your time with me, if you stick around until the very end, I'm going to give you guys a gift, an early Christmas present, if you will, called Shattering the 5 Entrepreneurial Fears. And that covers stress, overwhelm, rejection, procrastination, and perfection. Okay, that's what we're going to break through. So if you stick around to the end of this, I'll show you how you can grab that. Hear me yapping for an hour. I'll show you how you can do that. So what are we going to learn here in the next hour? Really simple. I'm going to give you my Unstuck formula. This is what radically changed my life. I'm talking 92K in student debt to financially thriving. I'm talking stressed out, wishing my business was bigger, to serving thousands of people every week. Like, that's what we're going to cover, exactly how I did that. So what is the Unstuck formula? Step 1 is resolve your inner conflicts. Resolve your inner conflicts. Past hurts, past traumas, past failures, things in business that you haven't been able to achieve, negative stories in your head, all that stuff, and making them gifts. That's the first thing we're going to cover. Second thing is shattering your limiting beliefs, because you need to believe that you're worthy of success before success is ever going to happen. How many of you guys have ever been there? You get inspired on a team call, and then 3 days later, you're back to old patterns. Ever felt that way? 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, and it just sucks. We're going to break through that so you have the beliefs there to crush your biggest goals. And step 3 is close the gap. In short, this is get out of your own damn way. That's what this is about. So results stop evading you. We're going to break through that resistance, because I've been there, man. I did not start successful. I started angry. I started frustrated, overwhelmed, and scared. And so I want to share a little bit of my story with you so you kind of see where I came from. And this isn't just a crock of shit that I'm sharing on a call. It's actually something I lived. So growing up, I had an emotional roller coaster of a childhood. And it gave me really messed up beliefs about how life is. And I'm curious, type yes in the chat box if you've ever related to the topic of money pain or money stress at any point in your life, past or present. Money stress, anyone, past or present. That was a huge thing in my life. I remember my parents screaming and fighting and yelling about money every day. Some form of, we can't afford that. I remember watching them, my dad worked 100-hour weeks to barely get by. My parents getting divorced because of money. All these things, believing that money was this thing that you had to work your butt off to barely have. And once you had it, it would disappear. And it tore relationships apart. That's what I thought money was. So you can imagine, when I wanted to start my business, I wanted all these great things. I wanted financial freedom. I wanted all that. But money is bad. Like, how many of you guys think more money would lead to more freedom in your life, but also think money is stressful in some way? That's called inner conflict. That's what we need to break through. Because if money equals freedom and money equals stress, you're not going to have more money. It doesn't work that way. And on top of the money, I had a really turbulent relationship with my mom. And I was so angry and so sad. Do you ever have those people in your life, like, you don't know who you need to be to feel worthy of their love, right? It's like you're constantly walking on eggshells around them and you don't know who you have to be. And maybe you feel manipulated or guilty. And you start to, as you go through your life, start to create these stories in your mind about this person, about how toxic they are or whatever it is. And we never stop to pause and realize that we are the cause of a lot of this. And so I grew up really angry. I grew up really sad. I never thought I was enough. So how many of you guys have a big goal or a big dream that you want to achieve, but you feel like you're not enough for it? That's where I was. I craved validation. I never believed in one of my own ideas. I wanted to serve all these people, but I'm not enough. That's where I was. See how that might mess with me a little bit. And that led to a scarcity mindset, never feeling like I was valid or a good leader, always seeking validation, trying to be accepted from other people. And I felt empty on the inside. And it led me to chasing a dream when deep down I never knew if I'd get there. I felt like everyone just had it easier than me. I felt like I was broken, or I felt like nothing I did could change anything. It was like I had this mental fog that I needed to change something, but I didn't know what to fix. And I asked myself, would I ever get out of that 92 grand of debt? Would I ever travel? Would I ever retire my wife? And there I was barely scraping by, too much month at the end of the money, mediocre and stuck. And like my girlfriend at the time was paying for all the groceries, right? She was paying for some of the bills, and she was getting frustrated because she saw me working my ass off to barely get by, just like my dad did. And I don't know about you, but one of my biggest insecurities was the fear of not being able to provide for those I love the most. How many of you guys have ever wanted to contribute more to your family so freaking bad, but no matter how hard you try, it's like you can't make it happen? That was me. And your business is about more than your family. Wouldn't you agree? It's about your kids. It's about your spouse, the people you love. And when you're not fulfilling that mission, it's almost like you're denying them the gift that you know you can give them, and it hurts. And it's not just have a glass of wine and chill on the couch hurts. It hurts when you look in the mirror because you don't know if you'll ever be enough, and it sucks. That was me. I knew I was meant for so much more, but I was just settling and I was stuck. And I asked the question, would I ever be really happy? And that question changed my life because it led me on a path of feeling so much pain for my present circumstances that I had to change. So I know how it feels to go start and stop. I know how it feels to go 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. And I know this because for almost 5 years, I tell people what I wanted. I talk about it all the time, but then I park my ass on the couch watching Friends 4 days a week. And I get even more pissed off at myself for watching Friends and having my laptop literally staring at me going, dude, change your life. You have all the tools you need. But I just didn't care even though I cared so much. You ever had that paralysis where you see your laptop staring at you and you can't do anything about it even though you want it so bad? That was me. I was just stuck. And then my bank account overdrafted again. And I say again because it happened about once or twice a week. And this is where I can start adding value to you. I said, when that happened, I remember thinking just enough is enough. I hit what's called a leverage point, where the point of staying the same hurts more than the pain of change. And I remember at the time that Darren Hardy, Jen Sincero, Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, Brennan Burchard, all these people that had what I wanted were saying, if you ever want your life to change, you have to invest heavily into your personal growth when it's uncomfortable, right? This is why people say you got to get to Summit, right? Same reason. You have to invest in yourself if you ever want your life to change. And all these other people in my life were saying, you can't afford to do that, right? And I remember thinking, but if I ever want my life to change, I should probably listen to them. And I remember maxing out my last credit card to get a coach and a course and a seminar. And I got those things. And because I knew that if I ever wanted my life to change, I had to show up with confidence and clarity, and more importantly, happiness. Because put this in your notes, you cannot change your life from the mindset that created your current life. It's not possible. You need an elevated mindset. Even if you're already successful, you're already at your cap, which is why the learning never stops. You always have to keep investing in yourself. You always have to keep growing and learning. You need a new advanced way of thinking, because now things that would have taken me weeks before this now take me 10 minutes, right? Because of that elevated place of learning. But I wouldn't have gotten there if I didn't invest in my growth. So I spent years doing that, a couple of years doing that. And then I had my aha moment that changed everything. I was on the phone with my coach that I maxed out my credit card to get. And I was telling her about all the books I was reading to grow my business and how it wasn't working the way I wanted it to, and how I wish it was further along. And she said something so simple and so profound that changed my whole life. She said, Brad, business success and money are not going to make you happy. Happiness is what's going to create success. And until you learn to love your life where you are right now, you're never going to have what you've been working so hard for. And that was one of the biggest influences in my whole life. She changed everything for me, because from that moment forward, I became obsessed with that one simple thought: business, success, and money don't create happiness. Happiness creates those things. I became obsessed with it. And I realized the longer that I thought accomplishing something would bring me emotional freedom, the more I'd be miserable. Achievement does not equal worthiness, guys. It doesn't work that way. Happiness creates achievement. Happiness is what I mastered. Appreciation is what I mastered. It's become my life's work. And now I'm obsessed with finding a way to teach it to people instead of just something that you read in another book and brush by. And guess what? From prioritizing my own growth over my business, guess what happened? My business skyrocketed. Because when you prioritize your own personal growth over your business, you open up so many different thoughts about how you can grow your business that weren't there before. Or should I say, they were always there, you just didn't see them. That's what changed. It's only when I started using these 3 key strategies that I'll teach you today that everything changed. And I mean radically changed. So I've seen both sides. I know what it's like. I look back at my life 5 years ago, 92K in debt, would I ever be able to travel or retire my wife? We did all of that. All of that. And I don't say that to impress you. It doesn't matter if you're impressed by me. I say it to impress upon you that if it happened for me, it can happen for you. You can have that. Whatever your version of that is, it's right there. You just got to freaking take it. And so if it's okay with you, I like to teach you how I personally did it, because it just hasn't just affected me. It's affected thousands of my listeners and hundreds of clients. And the reason I share that with you is because what you're about to learn will change everything. So let's dive in with number 1. Put this in your notes. Resolve your inner conflicts. So what does that mean? This is about taking the secret inner conflicts that you don't even realize are going on and letting go of those past hurts and changing what the past means to you. And this is so critical because inner conflict is the killer of most businesses. When you have inner conflict about someone, an event, something that happened in your life, if you have that, what's going to happen is you're going to start to create stories about that. And those stories you say over and over and over again, and you start to believe that they're true when they're not. 50% of your reference points of the pain of your past are made up. 50%. I learned that from both Brendon Burchard, Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, you name it. 50% of your memories of what's so bad about this person are made up to protect you, to keep that limiting story intact. So we need to resolve this. You have to learn how to see your past as a really great thing, no matter how painful. So let me be bold and direct. Your past doesn't matter. It doesn't dictate the future of your life. It doesn't matter if you had parents that screamed at you. It doesn't matter if you had money problems. It doesn't matter if you were sexually assaulted as a kid. That'd be a horrible thing. I would never wish that on my worst enemy. But it doesn't matter if you went to jail or were addicted. Those things are important, but they do not determine your future. They do not. Put this in your notes. Biography is not destiny. Your past only becomes the future if you live in the past. Where does your focus go most of the time? Past, present, or future? And how have you used your past to limit you? Have you ever set less ambitious goals? Be honest. Have you ever set less ambitious goals because you haven't been able to achieve goals in the past? And don't BS me. I used to be a BSer. Right? Ever set less ambitious goals because you haven't been able to achieve goals in the past? Because this doesn't need to be about a big trauma. It can just be about your business goal not happening last year. It can be anything from the past. So how do we break through this? You change what the past means to you. Your life is made up of 2 things. That's it, 2. Ready for it? Number 1, events. And number 2, the meaning you give to each event. That's it. So let me give you an example here. Let's say that I'm hanging out with, let's go with Amanda. Let's say I'm hanging out with Amanda. We're hanging out having a great day, right? And I decide we're walking into a building, let's say a Jamba Juice. And I decide to open the door for her as we're walking in a Jamba Juice. And she's so grateful, so excited. Why? Is it because I opened the door? Or is it because of her interpretation of what that gesture means? Because of her interpretation of what that means. Because guess what? Amanda and I could be hanging out. I could open the door at Jamba Juice and she could be all pissed off thinking I can get it myself, you pig, I don't need you. She would never do that because she's a wonderful person, obviously. That's why she's on this team. But the event never changed. I still opened the door, didn't I? She just had a different interpretation of the event. So elevate this to the most painful memory of your life. Most painful part of your life. Maybe a past failure. Maybe it was something really, really bad from the past, whatever it is. What meaning are you giving it? Is it because of that meaning that you don't have confidence? Is it because of that meaning that you don't have the ability to go after your big dreams or don't trust people or whatever it is? Is it mommy issues? Is it daddy issues? Is it relationship issues? Money issues? A failure? What baggage are you giving a disempowering meaning to unconsciously? Your life changes when you bring consciousness to everything that you've gone through. When you put intentionality behind the meaning of everything, that's where the game changes. And you finally set up the game so you can win it. You have to learn how to find a meaning that empowers you to act. And you're like, but Brad, it was so painful. I could never give it an empowering meaning. Bullshit, I did. You can too. Let me give you an example of one of my one-on-one clients. This happened this year. We went through this process of changing what the past means to you. And I'll give you guys, full disclosure, I'll give you guys an opportunity to work with me on a deeper level at the end of this call. I'll teach you how to do this in detail in there. But when I worked with her on this, she was sexually assaulted by multiple men in her family when she was a little girl. Sexually assaulted by multiple men in her family when she was a little girl. Confidence destroyed, trust issues destroyed, horrible fear about everything in life, would never put herself out there. And when we changed the meaning of this, you want to know what she said? She said, you know what, Brad, it made me extremely strong in a way that I can survive anything. It gave me powerful intuition and awareness of the intentions of other people I surround myself with. And you know what? It gives me so much love and compassion for other people, especially women who have been through the same thing. And I'm going to make it my life's mission to protect and help those women to break through those feelings faster than I ever did. Do you think her life changed from changing the meaning? A little or a lot? A lot. Drastically. Everything changed in her life. The event never did, though. She was still assaulted by multiple men in her family. She just changed the meaning she gave to it. It doesn't need to be as extreme as that, guys. You might have had a great childhood. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you don't control what happened. You can't go back and change it, but you control its meaning. So let me use my story. If money wasn't stolen from me when I went to college, 40 grand, I didn't even tell you guys that. 40 grand was stolen from me when I went to school, putting me almost 6 figures in debt. If that didn't happen, then there's no way that I would have been hungry for freedom. It was one of the best things that ever happened to me. If my parents didn't scream and yell and eventually get divorced, I wouldn't be nearly as loving of a husband as I am to her. If love wasn't used as a weapon against me growing up, I wouldn't have so much empathy to where I can see through bullshit a mile away and see what's actually stopping someone, get to the core of what's stopping them. If my business didn't fail, I wouldn't have learned what I needed to learn to create freedom in my life. Everything happened for a reason. You've heard that cliche. It's a cliche for a reason, guys. If I didn't judge my mom for all these years, there's no way I would have learned how to forgive, to empathize, and show compassion and acceptance to her. There's no way it would have happened. So take an analysis. What did your past actually create that's amazing? Because you can focus on why it sucked, or you can focus on why it's great. Because put this in your notes. What's wrong is always available to you, but so is what's right. What's wrong is always available to you, but so is what's right. My mommy issues are the best thing that ever happened to me because they created me, and I'm damn proud of who I am today. So what if, whether it's a missing success club or something as extreme as the example we just shared a minute ago, what if you stop making it wrong and you start making it perfectly right? Did it hurt? Yeah, it hurt. Is it still painful? Probably, but it was never wrong. So what if the person you blame or the event that you blame played the role they needed to play? What if it was never wrong in your creator's eyes? You don't control what happens to you, but you control how you respond to it, right? Every part of your past is a message, a lesson, a gift you can grow from. And when you view your past that way, you can use it to change your future instead of being stuck there. Think about this. In my business, I share my story of pain from the past. You relate to it, and we create a bond. What would happen if you did that with your life for your prospects? So many people in your business, I see all the time. I work with a ton of Beachbody coaches. So many people will focus on the top level bullshit, right? Like just eat more vegetables and do this stuff and follow this meal plan. And that's great. It does have value. It adds value. But is it actually what someone is feeling in the core of who they are? If you choose to say, hey, I went through some shit, and it could be about failure, it could be about trauma, whatever it is, and you wear that on your sleeve as a badge of honor and said, you know what, I went through that. You ever been through something like that? Man, I can relate. Here's what I did to get through it, or how I'm getting through it. Here's what you can do too. You will have instant trust. Your successful points will skyrocket because people will actually feel you. They'll actually want to be part of who you are, and that requires insane vulnerability. But maybe you're meant to be a leader in that way. Maybe you're meant to be a leader in that way, because guess what? Life's going to continue to teach you the lessons you need to learn to live the life you're meant to live. So we can't go through all of that in 1 hour, how to break through that, but we can bring awareness to it. And awareness is 90% of the deal, right? So your life will change when you adopt a new meaning to your pain. You'll find emotional freedom. You'll find genuine happiness. You need to rewrite the narrative to your life story. Like I said, 50% of your reference points of the past are made up. They're made up. I made up all this crap about my mom because of the things that happened and made it even worse than it actually was. And it wasn't fair to her. And I prevented myself from letting her back into my life. So when you learn how to switch this, not just in your mind, but in your heart, the game changes forever. And I mean forever. You'll never go back because you see what the other side is like. And it doesn't just change your business. It changes your marriage, your bank account, the relationship with the person that hurt you. Everything changes. So you have to learn how to see your past as a great thing, no matter how painful. Does that make sense? Give me a big nod if that makes sense. Something you can use in your business, in your life? Awesome. Because once that's truly resolved, life will never be the same again. And it will be beautiful. You'll start reaching your full potential because you don't have this inner conflict holding you back. Make sense? So let's go on to step number 2. Step number 2 is shatter your limiting beliefs. So every single person, let me get some water real quick actually. Every single person has limiting beliefs. And if you don't think you have limiting beliefs, that is a limiting belief. That's a limiting belief. You have to learn how to do that if you want to get unstuck. You have to learn. So in step 1 in resolving your inner conflicts, you'll identify what some of your limiting beliefs are and where they stem from. The biggest painful pieces of your past probably trigger some limiting beliefs. Wouldn't you agree? So once you identify what those are, you can start to change them. And if you listen to the words you say in your mind objectively, then all of a sudden, it's not wrong anymore. You start to see it objectively like it's a story that's playing out, and you can start to change it. You can start to see what's disempowering you that's not real. So obviously, the first part of shattering limiting beliefs is identifying what they are. But why is it important to note what your limiting stories are? Why is it so important? Because put this in your notes. Whatever you repeat to yourself consistently, you will believe whether it's BS or not. Whatever you repeat to yourself consistently, you'll believe whether it's BS or not. This is why 50% of your reference points are made up. Same deal. Because you repeat it. How many of you guys have ever been at a party with your friends and you're sharing a story to get more laughs or more attention? And you do it and you exaggerate it, right? And the details are all inflamed and exaggerated. You get more laughs, more attention. So you get reinforced. So the next time you go back, you share that story at the party and you keep doing it over and over again over the years. And 5 years later, you find yourself with all your friends sharing the story. And then one day you have this moment where you go, wait, is that actually true? You don't even know if the story you're sharing is real or not because you've repeated it so many times. So if you say something enough times, you'll believe it. Seriously, like put in the chat box. Let's get some vulnerability going here. What's something negative you say about your business on a regular basis? Put it in the chat box. Or about yourself if you're new to business. What's something you say about yourself in relation to your business that's negative on a regular basis? Type that in the chat box right now. Let's get some vulnerable shares here, guys. For me, it was, why am I never enough to do this? Or why am I so stuck? Or why can't I get anything right? Nobody wants to join me. And at least that's great. Like, that's a great example. My life is too boring to share. Fantastic. Those, I'm never going to make any money. No one wants to listen to my bullshit. Why can't I grow? All these things, right? How do those things taste coming out of your mouth? Not very good, right? It doesn't matter what you read or what books you're salty. Nice. It doesn't matter what books you read. It's like you have this voice in your head that says you're never going to be enough, right? Even when you do goal setting exercises, you sit there and you look at the goal setting workshop or the vision board, and you're like, that would be amazing. It would change my whole life. But you have this voice in your head that says, you're never going to do that. You know what I'm talking about? It like already knows you're going to fail, right? Before you even start. You have to learn to believe that you're enough before the evidence of your business is ever going to say that you're enough. So how do you do that when the results that you have aren't showing that? Simple. 2 steps. Number 1 is link so much pain to the existing belief that you have to change it. That's step 1. And step 2 is change your questions. We don't have time to go through step 1 in a lot of detail today, but have you ever seen the movie A Christmas Carol? Right? With Scrooge and how he's kind of an asshole. And then how fast does he change his life? In one night when he's sleeping, right? In one night, he changes his whole life. Why? Because 3 neuroassociative conditioning specialists show up at his house, right? Who are those? Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, and Future. And what do? They link so much pain to his past, to his present, and to his future that he has to change. That's what happened to Scrooge. That's why his life totally changes. Ironic for this time of year, right? But that's what happened. And so if we can link so much pain to the words, no one wants to join me, and think about the consequences of that, or my life is too boring to share, or no one wants to listen to my bullshit, whatever it is. If we can link so much pain to that, you're not going to want to try that one on anymore. You're going to want to change it. And then step 2 is change your questions. Your life is a direct reflection of the habitual questions you ask yourself. This is why, have you ever noticed affirmations don't really work that well for you? They work sometimes, right? But only when you're in an emotionally charged state. When you're really saying them loudly and proudly, that's when they change. But why do they not work most of the time? Because what happens when you say, I'm a millionaire? Your brain goes, no, you're not. Right? That's what your brain does. Or I'm completely debt free. Your brain goes, no, you're not. Right? That's what happens. But what happens when you change it to a question? What happens when you go, how can I become a millionaire? How can I become completely debt free? Why is it so easy to become debt free? An empowering question in its place. Your brain goes, let's look into that. And it starts looking for the answer. Because if you don't do that, you'll sink back into self-sabotage. So everything changes when you do this. So you have to learn how to change the direction of your questions. So let's do an example right now. I did this on the last time I spoke for Natalie and Kelsey. So if you were on that call, don't cheat, okay? Look around the room you're in right now and count up the number of things you can find that are red. Ready, go. Look for red. Count the things that are red. Look for red, look for red, look for red. Maggie's shirt can count as red. Look for red, look for red, look for red. Keep looking for red, look for red, look for red, look for red, look for red. Look for red, look for red, look for red, look for red, look for red. Keep looking for red, look 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 for red. Some of you guys have just been staring at me the whole freaking time. So type in the chat box. Jenna already knew what I was going to say. How many did you find? How many did you find? 13, 5, 15. Amazing. Amazing. You guys all passed the flying colors, but how many things did you find that were blue? No idea. Why? Because you weren't looking for blue. But check this out. Look around that room you're in right now and count up all that beach body blue that you can find. Ready, go. Look for blue. Look for blue, look for blue, look for blue, look for blue, look for blue. Keep looking for blue, look for blue, look for blue. Look for blue, 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 look for blue. Look for blue, look for blue. Oh my gosh, it's everywhere. Look for blue, look for blue, look for blue, look for blue, look for blue. Look for blue, look for blue, look for blue, look for blue, look for blue. Type in the chat box. How many more things did you find that were blue? 5, 11, 13, 14, 11, amazing, 8. Fantastic. Where did it come from? You guys just identified when you're in the market for a car, you start seeing that car everywhere. This is why. There's a piece of your brain called the reticular activating system. Its job is to fizzle out all the millions of things you could notice around you right now that aren't important. And when you give your brain a target, it looks for it. How many of you guys even saw green or teal and pretended it was blue, by the way? Just so you feel successful with this exercise. Don't bullshit me, right? So you try to find what's important. You tell your brain to find it. So when you focus on what you don't want, red, what is that? That's doubt. Those are limiting beliefs. That's pain. That's skepticism. That's all the negative thoughts in your head, limiting stories, made up reference points about your past. That's red. And what's blue? Your dreams, what you want out of life. When you look for one, you don't see the other, do you? When you look for blue, you don't see red. This is why Jim Rohn has a quote that says, stand guard at the gates of your mind or weeds grow automatically. Why does he say that? Because unless you condition your mind to find blue, you will automatically find red. Automatically. Why? Because your brain doesn't give a shit if you hit your goals. Your brain doesn't care if you're happy. Your brain is not programmed to make you happy. It's programmed to keep you alive. It's a survival mechanism. So at any moment in time, it's looking for what could go wrong. So if you're ever mean to yourself on a regular basis, it's just your brain doing its job. But unless you retrain it, you're not going to have the life that you want. You have to learn how to retrain your brain to focus on blue consistently. Otherwise, you'll find yourself stuck. I lived it for years. So say to yourself right now, why am I not enough to build my business? Why am I not enough to build my business? Even if you're successful, ask yourself that question. Why am I not enough to build my business? How motivated do you feel? Not motivated when you ask that question, right? It doesn't feel very good to ask those questions. It leads to a lot of pain, a lot of procrastination. You're looking at your life so frustrated with the results you're getting. And no matter how much personal growth you read or how much someone tells you they believe in you, it doesn't change the fact that you have the voice in your head that says you're not enough. So your dominant beliefs will determine if a goal comes true. So the gap between where you are and where you want to be is whether you're looking for red or looking for blue. That's it. What are you looking for right now? In fact, I'm able to predict the emotions that you feel on a regular basis. And guys, is it okay if I go like 5 over the hour? I want to just make sure and give you guys a lot of value today. So this actually wasn't in the plan, but let's talk about this real quick. There's 3 patterns to life. 3 patterns to life that I can predict what you will feel on a regular basis. The first pattern is, do you focus on what you already have or what's missing? Do you focus on what you already have or what's missing? And most people will go, well, I focus on what I have I focus on what I have when I'm in a good mood, and then when I'm not in a good mood, I focus on what's missing, right? But overall, do you focus on what's missing or what you already have in your life that's beautiful? Be honest. That's question number 1. Because all suffering is an expectation that you have of something that should be different. That's it. That's what suffering is. Question number 2, or pattern number 2, is, do I focus on what I can control or can't control? Do I focus on what I can control or can't control? That's question number 2. Because by the way, some of you guys might have the achiever's curse, which is where you focus on what's missing and what you can control. That's the achiever's curse. That's where you're always trying to fix something, right? And you never take a pause to relax. This is the premier elite coach that feels like they're not doing enough. That's what happens when you have the achiever's curse, right? Focus on what's missing and what you can control. But which are you more often than not, what you can or can't control? And pattern number 3, do you tend to focus on the past, the present, or the future? past, present, or future. Because if you focus on the past, it's good to take an analysis, sure, but if you live in the past, you're screwed. If you focus on the present, you'll feel joy. If you focus on the future, you'll either feel excitement or anxiety, one of the two. And so the way to predict that is if you're focused on what's missing, what you can't control in the future, you feel anxious. If you focus on what's missing, what you can't control in the past, you feel depressed. That's it. I can predict your emotions. But if you focus on what you already have that's beautiful, what you can control in the present or the future in an excited place, you have happiness. That's it. So where does your focus go on a regular basis? When you say, why is my business not growing? Notice that your brain actually looks for an answer. It looks. That's how insidious negative self-talk really is. So please understand that your entire life can be changed by asking more empowering questions. Your brain's a Google search engine. It's going to answer whatever you type into that search bar. But if you don't type in something empowering, it will automatically type in something disempowering because that's the way it's wired. Does that make sense? So if you do that on a regular basis, or you use the limiting beliefs that you shared in the chat here, what does your brain do? It finds all the reasons why you're not capable. So when you sit down to work, you don't send the invites like the person you want to become. You refresh your back office and hope that you magically hit 5-star today. That's what people do, right? It's something that holds you back in a lot of ways. And what's crazy is there's amazing people around you every single day to learn, to grow, to change your life. But you won't even notice that. You won't even notice the people all around you. And I think you said, Detra's new to this call. Detra, if you can take this and play this into your business all out for the rest of however long you're building a business, it will change the game for you, especially since you're brand new. There are people around you, and all of you guys can take something from this, but there are people around you every single day to learn, to grow, to change your life, blue around you. But if your mindset's wired on why is it so hard or why do I not know enough people, if that's where you go, you won't even notice them. You won't even see the mom standing behind you in the grocery store checkout line that has high cholesterol, whose life you could save with Shakeology. You won't even notice her. So my challenge for you guys is to open up your consciousness, become more aware, and realize that there's blue all around you every single day. But if you're not looking for it, if you're looking for why is it so hard, or why don't people want to listen to my bullshit, or why does my business not grow, or whatever it is, you won't even see it even though it's right there. And that's a painful place to be. So to sum up, step 2, you have to A, identify what your limiting beliefs are, B, link so much pain to those beliefs that you have to change them, and C, redirect your focus with the right empowering question. It has to be the right one. Because think about this. Why is it so easy to no longer self-sabotage? That's not an empowering question, because it's focused on self-sabotage, not what you truly want. So you have to know exactly what questions to ask yourself. I'll teach you guys that at a later time. But that's what we need to do if we want to shatter our limiting beliefs. Does that make sense? Thumbs up if it makes sense? Cool. Awesome. Let's move on to step number 3. Probably the most important step. Close the gap. Close the gap between where you are and your wildest dreams. So what I really mean is getting out of your own way. And so put this down in your notes. Your problem isn't the problem. How you face your problem is the problem. Your problem isn't the problem. How you face your problem is the problem. What does that mean? When you're so emotionally attached to a goal coming true, you actually push that goal away from you. Now, don't take this to mean that you shouldn't be excited or passionate about your goal. In fact, how many of you guys have ever not gotten your hopes up for a goal because you don't want to be disappointed? How many of you guys have ever done that, right? Here's the problem with that. It's impossible to hit a big goal if you don't get your hopes up. Sorry. It's impossible to hit a big goal if you don't get your hopes up. You have to get your hopes up. That's where the energy comes from to create the goal. The reason you don't want to get your hopes up is because your happiness is dependent on the goal. Your worth is dependent on achievement, and that's not a fair way to live. When you live that way, everything always feels stressful on a regular basis. Have you ever been pushing so hard for a big goal to come true, and the more you obsess over it, the more it like drifts away from you and you have no idea why? And you're just always stressed about it no matter what happens, and you feel like you're just stuck, even though you know you're meant for so much more? When you think that way and you come up short, or if you achieve something, how do you feel on a regular basis? You feel horrible on a regular basis all the time because you have no idea how to solve that. You have no idea how to solve that. So it gets into a slump. We need to change it. If you ever want your life to change, your business to change, your marriage to change, everything, you have to understand one major key concept. And it might be the most important key concept. It is the most important key concept of everything I taught today, and I already told you what it is. Business, success, and money don't create happiness. Happiness creates success. Happiness and appreciation for the journey and the challenge. That's how you overcome the challenge. That's where the game changes. I didn't believe that for a long time. That's why I stayed stuck. I thought I should be further along at that next level, at that next income level. Right now, I was just saying I should be. And I was saying that I'm not meeting my expectations. Suffering is from your expectations not being met. That's where it comes from. So I was living in suffering. And I didn't realize that until I was grateful for where I was right now, including the pain, including the consistent failure, until I loved that, there was no way I was going to get to where I wanted to be. You guys know Sean T, right? I'm assuming you know Sean T. Why do you think he always says in his programs, if you want to lose weight, you have to love the body you already have now? Why do you think he says that all the time? Because why would you hate the vessel that's the key to your freedom? It doesn't make sense. Everything will change if you start being grateful for where you are now. So put this in your notes. Seeing your current good is the fastest way to increase more good. Most people try to climb this big mountain of success saying, I'll be happy when I get to the top, right? Put your dream up there. I'll be happy when I'm 5-star. Bullshit. No, you won't. I'll be happy when I'm at Success Club. No, you won't. There's a reason why you keep getting stressed at the beginning of the next month. No, you won't. I'll be happy when I get to Million Club. No, you won't. Until you're happy now, it's not going to happen. The problem with putting your dream up there, it's the same thing as trying to climb a mountain with a blindfold on. Because if that blindfold's on and you need to get there now, you're going to step off the trail, bad idea, and you're going to trip, you're going to fall, you're going to break an ankle, fall off a cliff and die. Even if you happen to get to the top, you won't see any of the beauty around you because the blindfold's on. Do you get that? That's what people do with success. This is the mom that gets her to-do list done and gets stressed out because the next day she has another to-do list. This is the person that hits Success Club and says they didn't do enough. This is the premier coach that isn't fulfilled, the elite coach that isn't fulfilled, the millionaire that feels empty inside. Because put this in your notes. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure in life. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure in life. So what would happen if at the beginning of that hike, how many of you guys have ever gone hiking, by the way? Anyone gone hiking? It's a fun thing to do, right? If you've gone hiking, do you put a blindfold on before you go? No. You don't put a blindfold on before you go. You take the blindfold off. You enjoy the day as you go, right? You appreciate the wildlife, the scenery. When your legs are burning, you laugh about it with your friends. You appreciate the weather. And when you get to the top of that mountain, it feels really good because you had a great day with your buddies, right? That's how it goes. Success is the same way. Success is the exact same way. What if you become committed to that outcome? Super pumped about it. Getting your hopes up for it. Can't wait to see the view from the top. And committed to loving the climb along the way. Committed to opening your eyes and enjoying the path along the way to get there. Everything would be different, guys. What if you make a decision tonight to go after these big dreams, not for the big dreams themselves? What if you do your vital behaviors for the person you become, for the lives you touch, for the growth you experience? What if that becomes your obsession, to experience growth as you go? If that became your obsession, guess what? When you miss Elite, Premier, Success Club, whatever happens, which by the way happens to everyone in your business, that happens from time to time, when you miss a big goal and you're going downhill, it becomes okay because you learn something instead of hate something, since your objective is growth. And when you learn something, you can get back up and walk even further faster. That's how the game changes. That feeling of trying to force success, that does not last. Put this in your notes. Willpower is temporary. Being pulled toward your dream is forever. Willpower is temporary. Being pulled toward your dream is forever. So how many of you guys have ever relied on that push motivation? Push and push and push and push and push to get to your goals as much as you possibly can, as fast as you can. You need to get there now. You push and you push and you push. You say, I'll be happy when I get there. And you're attached. It doesn't work. But how many of you guys have ever felt that, and it'll be a small percentage of you, and that's okay because you can change it. How many of you guys have ever felt that beautiful feeling of being pulled, where it's like, oh my gosh, I don't have to work hard to work hard. It's amazing. And you feel in alignment. Alignment is the new hustle, by the way. Alignment is the new hustle. That's where it comes from. What do I mean by alignment? I mean, you're perfectly in line with your energy, what you're doing, how you're serving. That's when the game changes, when you're pulled toward your dreams instead of pushing for everything. So what if you become committed instead of attached? Everything, all that feeling of forcing goes away and it becomes easy. So I want to take you through an exercise. Take out your notebook, put two circles next to each other. horizontally on a piece of paper, just like a Venn diagram without the overlap. 2 circles. And above the above the left circle, write the word attachment. And above the right circle, write the word commitment. Attachment above the left, commitment above the right. Okay? When you're in a state of, this must happen, and then I'll be fulfilled. You're attached. You're saying, I need it to happen now. I can't be happy until it does. I must get there. I must get there, right? The elite coach that's stressed out that they're not elite next year already, right? The always something more, never relaxing, stress it all the fucking time, right? When you're in that state and you need to get there now, what emotions do you feel on a regular basis when you're attached? Put that in the chat box right now. What emotions do you feel when you need to get there now, but you can't be happy until you do? Stressed, yes. 100% stress. Put these in the left circle under attachment, by the way, guys. Stress, anger, anxious, unfulfilled, irritated, frustration, anxiety, unworthy, all these amazing examples. Some of them that I have is frustration, overwhelm, fear, doubt, pain, struggle, scarcity, right? Those are some examples. Put all those in the left circle under attachment. Doesn't feel very good, right? Great, but let's now for a second, imagine you learn the skills necessary to let that shit go. And just feel fulfilled along the way, no matter what happens, right? Let's say you learn how to be truly committed to the climb and to the peak, and you're relaxed, enjoying life, having fun with friends, sharing that joy along the way. Like, how many of you guys know who Kim Fitzpatrick is? Good friend of mine, right? How many of you guys feel joy flooding from her, even when her husband has a heart attack? That's what happened. That's beautiful, right? Beautiful example for her being committed to life, right? So what if you're committed to the climb, and you're so excited about what you're learning along the way, and you're so excited about the peak, and you're relaxed and having fun along the way in that high energy state? What emotions do you feel then? Put those in the chat box. Here's some prompts for you. Alive, grateful, happy, proud page, yes. Relaxed, fun, fulfilled, Danielle. Accomplished, appreciative. What else do you feel? Full of Jesus, great, amazing, connected to your faith, beautiful. What else do you feel? At ease, great. Dana's on here, hi Dana. Like at ease, amazing. What else do you feel, guys? What else do you feel? Appreciative, accomplished, feels easier, right? Way easier to live that life. Put all those relaxed, good, amazing. All those in the right circle under commitment. And the list goes on, but type yes right now if you live in attachment on a regular basis. Don't bullshit me. I used to be a bullshitter. How many of you guys live in attachment on a regular basis? It's okay if you do, because we can change it right now. Be honest. If you're living in attachment on a regular basis, question for you guys. Look at those 2 circles. Which of those 2 circles are you more likely to build a business from? Just saying. Which of those 2 circles are you more likely to make more money from? Which of those 2 circles are you more likely to be a great spouse from or a great parent from? Commitment. The right circle, right? Commitment, 100%. That's where the game changes. So can you see the problem here? Until you can learn to live in a regular state of commitment, you're going to be stuck. You're going to feel like you're so behind no matter what you do, no matter what you accomplish. You'll go through the motions, but you'll feel like you're in a constant haze, knowing something needs to change, but you won't know what to change. And you'll see all these other people flying by you on the highway to success, achieving so much, feeling like there's something wrong with you when you're not broken and no one needs to friggin' fix you. There's nothing wrong with you. We just need to shift our focus, right? So I want to take you through an exercise real quick. Just trust me on this. And it's different from what we did before. Okay, so close your eyes real quick. Close your eyes and take a really deep, big, deep breath in your nose. And exhale out your mouth. Another one, really big, deep breath in. I can't do it that much because I'll cough because I'm really sick right now. Big, deep breath in. Exhale out your mouth. And keep your eyes closed until I tell you to open them. Notice how your breath has already calmed your mind. And just for a moment, play ball with me here and fast forward like 40, 50, 60 years to the end of your life. Wherever that is for you, maybe you're on the front porch drinking sweet tea, watching your grandkids go by on their bikes, whatever it is. Like fast forward to that moment right now. The very end of your life, final days. What do you want to feel? Like put yourself there, feeling that right now. What do you want to feel? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want it to be? Imagine just for a second, whatever it means for you with your eyes closed. Imagine building the life of your dreams for a second from now until then. Picture yourself living it, serving all these people, building the income of your dreams, changing your family's future forever. What does that feel like? And let that smile creep out a little bit. Allow yourself to feel that happiness, that joy. Feel what it feels like to live your dream. Picture your kids. Picture your spouse. Picture the memories you can make. Picture the life of total freedom and abundance and happiness that you're going to have. What emotions are you going to experience in that beautiful state? What are you going to feel? Is it happy? Is it peaceful? Is it grateful? Is it relaxed? Is it freedom? Is it joy? What are the emotions that you're going to feel at that beautiful state? Keep your eyes closed and feel that right now. And are those the emotions that you've been wanting for a really long time? Keep them closed and feel that. And now, in that beautiful place, picturing your life in the future, imagine it getting ripped away from you. Don't open your eyes. Flash it all back until now. You never learn what you need to learn. You never resolve inner conflicts. You never shatter limiting beliefs. You never learn how to be happy along the way. You freaking settle. And imagine the pain of that for a second. What does it feel like to have that beautiful picture ripped away from you? Keep your eyes closed. Do not comfort yourself with this. What does it feel like to disappoint your kids? To disappoint your future? To go against what you know in your heart you're meant to do with your life? What happens if you don't change? If you keep settling, if you keep playing ball at a small level, you keep living in fear, what happens? Nothing changes. And imagine what that does to the relationships of those close to you. Picture your spouse or someone important to you. When you're not producing the results you deserve, you get obsessed over your business, right? Doesn't that push them away? And you become roommates instead of in love. What does that feel like? To end that relationship or to hurt that relationship and become roommates instead of in love because you never stepped up. Don't comfort yourself here. And what about your family? How will your kids grow up? Will your kids grow up never believing they're enough because their mom or dad never went for it? Will they settle? Will they live a life that's less than because you never made the choice to go after it because you didn't step up? And imagine that feeling of shame you have on the inside. The feeling of shame you have on the inside from continuing to spin your wheels, continuing to think that something's wrong with you, continuing to never reach your full potential. What do you feel? And feel that pain on the inside right now. You slip into a depression? Find yourself 5 years from now having the same bad day at a mediocre job, rationalizing why it's okay that you gave up? Or maybe you're already successful. What does it feel like to not have fun along the way? What does it feel like to not relax along the way? What are the consequences if you don't change? Do you see what's at stake here? You can open your eyes. But do you see what's at stake here? This isn't just your business that's not going to work out, guys. It's your freaking life. It's your happiness. It's your passion for life. It's your most meaningful relationships downgraded. It'll fall apart because you never stepped up and chose to live in consistent, your version of mediocrity, whatever that is. Is that how you want to live? Are you sick of settling for less than you can really be? Do you want to finish this year strong and own that future and claim the life that you know you're meant to have? Are you willing to get out of your own way, willing to resolve those inner conflicts, willing to shatter your limiting beliefs, willing to enjoy the process, own that and feel that because that's yours. Don't ever let that get ripped away from you. You have to learn these skills. You must. And if you don't, you know the consequences. One of the 3 skills we talked about today is your recipe to get unstuck. And you know the consequence if you don't have it. So type in the chat box right now. Which of those 3 skills do you need to learn first? Is it resolve inner conflicts, shatter limiting beliefs, or genuinely appreciate the journey? All the things we talked about today. What's your first one you need to learn? And maybe if you're in the spot that I was, maybe you need to master all 3. What is it for you? Inner conflict, limiting beliefs, appreciating the journey. Type in the chat box. Let's see what you guys have today. What is that for you? Because you have one chance at this life. One chance. And it's time to stop freaking playing small, guys. It's time to step the F up. It's time to figure this out because you don't control the length of your life, but you do control its depth and its meaning. That's what you control. You're not here to experience mediocrity. God, the universe, whatever you believe in, wasn't drunk on the job. You're meant to feel good. You're meant to feel good. There's way too many consequences at stake if you don't figure this out, and there's so much to gain if you do. That's what's next for you. So I'm not sure why you showed up. Today. Maybe you're building a business and you feel like you aren't reaching the level of success you want. Maybe that you're hustling and personal growth and you're doing the books and all that stuff, but you can't find the mojo on a consistent basis, or you're pushing but you don't feel pulled. Maybe you crave that freedom from debt, from money worries, from anxiety, from stress, whatever it is. Maybe you want to be the best version of you so you can feel fully alive every day. Maybe you just want to have some freaking fun along the way. And maybe you want to let go of negativity or blame or guilt. I don't know, maybe you just want to hang out with me. I don't know. But either way, you need an action plan. This can transform everything. But you have to take immediate action. Just like Tony Robbins says, never leave the sight of setting a goal without doing something towards its fulfillment. This is your time. And if there's one thing you can take away, this is the code that you can crack to break through everything in your business and make 2020 the best year of your life. But how do you do that? How do you do that when the opposite is what you know? Or how do you do that when it feels like the weight of the world's on your back and you can't inch forward no matter how hard you try? Well, there's two ways. One is you can keep doing the same thing that you've been doing over and over and over again. Same pain, spinning the wheels, burnt out, obsessed with business, wishing things were different, living in expectation, living in attachment. Or you can follow a really simple system. And obviously you know the direction that I want you to go. So guys, if it's okay with you, I'd love to share just for 5 minutes about what continuing this type of education looks like. And if you guys aren't interested in that, that's cool. Feel free to hop off the call now. The content is over with. But guys, if you are interested in taking this to the next level, you're like, yeah, I need to resolve my inner conflicts. Yeah, I need to shatter my limiting beliefs. Yeah, I need to learn how to have some freaking fun along the way. If that's where you're at right now, then if it's okay with you, I'd love to just take a minute. Can you guys see my screen? And introduce you to Appreciation Academy. This is my baby, my flagship course, Appreciation Academy. What is Appreciation Academy? Appreciation Academy is the step-by-step, action-ready blueprint for becoming the best version of you so you can finally get unstuck and create the wealth and freedom you want. That's what it is. You're already putting in the time, right? Let's put some rocket fuel on this. Let's put some rocket fuel on this and free yourself of self-sabotage. Teach you how to let go of the past. Teach you how to love the future. Teach you how to love where you are right now. Teach you how to let go of those limiting beliefs and get rid of that negative voice in your head. This is a strategically crafted success manual designed to help you be the best version of you so you can accomplish the scariest dreams that you have. This is the step-by-step, action-ready roadmap for serious entrepreneurs. And you have 24/7 instant and lifetime access starting right now. This is for you. If you're ready to ditch that negative self-talk, you're done wasting years just tap dancing around this, trying to figure it out. If you don't want to take detours anymore, you want to build that life of freedom and not like feel like you're scrambling to find the money for the bills every month. This was created to help marketers and business owners who know they're meant for so much more, if someone would just show them how. So here's what you're going to learn if you're interested in this. Phase 1 is it's called Evaluate Your Life and Eliminate Toxic Habits. In phase 1, you're going to rewire your perception of the past. We're literally going to change that first skill we talked about today, change what the past means to you, right? You're going to get 4 modules in this with tons of lessons in there. And you're going to learn how to take full responsibility for the relationships that you have in your life, for your life right now, and where you're going in life. You're going to let go of all the blame that you have, even if you feel like it's not your fault. You're going to learn how to love those people that hurt you. You're going to learn how to feel free and not like this bag of bricks is on your back. You're going to learn exactly what's been holding you back, how to beat it so you can feel empowered. You're going to learn the skills you need to ditch poisonous habits and replace them with success-focused mindsets and routines. And also how to easily demolish any dream-destroying behaviors you have. That's what phase 1 is all about. It's the foundation, just like in T25, right? You're the foundation phase. That's what we do here. In phase 2, design your ideal future or your dream life. This is where we shift gears and get radically clear about what you want to create in your life. You're going to learn in this phase how to gain clarity on what you want most out of life and craft a specific plan to get there without letting the fear and the overwhelm and the doubt and the panic stop you. You'll learn how to maximize your business even if you haven't been able to grow it for years. You're going to learn a 5-step process to literally end procrastination forever. And I mean forever. You will never procrastinate again when you learn this skill set. You'll learn the single fastest, most effective ways to set goals and actually achieve them. So you don't set another goal at the beginning of the year going, I'm going to do this year, and have your brain go, bullshit, no, you're not. You're going to learn how to actually do it, regardless of how much time you have at the end of the day. You'll literally learn how to increase your weekly productivity by over 30% guaranteed. And then finally, in phase 3, close the gap. This is all about that second and third skill. It's all about shattering those limiting beliefs and genuinely appreciating the journey. This is how to let go of that attachment that we have, that we talked about today, and actually love the journey of getting there, linking so much pain to those limiting beliefs that you have to change and learning how to replace them. So this is where you create that legacy that you're proud of. In this, you're going to learn a 5-step process to literally choose your emotions. So every defeating situation you have will actually become an incredible opportunity to make your goals happen faster. You'll learn how to be grateful for where you are right now, even if it's not in line with what your expectations are, just what we talked about. All suffering comes from expectations. This is how to break through it. You'll learn the art of creating your life by design, whatever that looks like for you, by shattering limiting beliefs, turning off the negative self-talk track, and actually lead you to where you want to go. You'll learn how to easily erase the fear of judgment, just what we talked about in the beginning about resolving your inner conflict, wearing that pain on your sleeve, and learning how to be unapologetically you so you become a leader instead of a follower. This is going to show you the single fastest way to eliminate all pain in your life in an instant. All those inner demons that hold you back, you can literally choose to let them go in an instant. I will show you how. You'll learn the real reasons why you're sabotaging your future and how to attract success instead of force it and repel it. That willpower motivation doesn't work very, very long. You're going to be pulled towards your dreams. So your dreams come to you so much faster. But most importantly, when you finish this program, you're actually going to believe that you're worthy of living an amazing life. It is so powerful. So you're going to get the complete Appreciation Academy system, a total value of $9,997, literally shaving years and thousands of dollars off your learning curve so you can have results way faster than I ever did. And because I know you're busy and you spent an hour of your time with me tonight, I want to make sure and fully support you, not just with this program, but on top of this with insane bonuses that I don't offer the public at all. So on top of the program, which is fully extensive, you're also going to get my Mindset First Aid Kit. So what does this mean? When you feel overwhelmed, anxiety, loneliness, depression, frustration, whatever it is, you can literally plug it into this guide. It will show you exactly what that emotion means, exactly what to do, and that emotion will melt away in minutes when it otherwise would have taken you weeks to have it melt away. That's a value of $99 included for free on top of Appreciation Academy. You'll also be able to take this on the go. So even if you have a kid running around, you're taking them to soccer practice, you can do the audio version in the car. You're also going to have customization tools. So you can literally take this and apply it to your own life. So instead of it being something where it's just a theory, you'll actually see how it applies to you. That's a value of $594 also included for free. You're also going to get my Have Fun with Sales bundle. Over $100,000 in challenge pack sales coming from what I'm going to teach you here. This is beautiful. You're going to learn exactly how to gain people's trust in seconds, even if you never met them, how to beat 99% of sales objections before they ever happen, and how to fall in love with selling. So it actually becomes a beautiful thing where you serve more people instead of being fearful of what they'll think. And you'll earn more money in the next month than you have in the last year in terms of sales from this program. That's a value of $498, yours included for free. You're also going to get my spousal support and love and intimacy combo. This is going to show you how to reignite the spark in your relationship. And if you're not in a relationship, how to find that person. And on top of that, you'll learn how to gain spousal support for all your entrepreneurial endeavors. So if your spouse seems like your biggest enemy when it comes to investing in your growth, this is going to teach you how to gain undying support for them. Imagine what that would do for your life and your business. I'll teach you how. That's a value of $298, yours for free. I'm also going to include Time Mastery, which is my program that will teach you how to find minimum 20 more hours in your week guaranteed that you didn't know existed. So even the busiest single mom can crush her business. Value of $199, yours for free. You'll also get our private Facebook group, which is insane. These are, guys, there's almost 600 Beachbody coaches in this program with you in this group. These are people in the weeds with you. It is so powerful. You will never be alone. And I've joined courses before where I get dumped into a group and the instructor disappears. I comment personally on every post. It is not an assistant. It is me. It is one of the most powerful pieces of support I've ever seen in an online course. A value of $1,000, yours included for free. And finally, you're also going to get my weekly office hours. This is priceless. I will personally go live, and I personally already do go live every single week, answering your specific questions about your biggest challenges in life. And it doesn't even need to be related to the content. This is a full service business. This is about radically changing your whole life. And so I will literally be there for you every step of the way. You can even keep it anonymous so you don't have to let someone know who's asking the question. This has changed. This has literally saved marriages from falling apart. So I can't even put a price on this. It is absolutely priceless. So I just want to read one testimonial for you guys real quick, and then I'll show you how you can get this if you're interested. This is from my client, Rochelle, who's also a Beachbody coach. She says, while I intended for changing just my business, Appreciation Academy impacted all parts of my life because the way we think about everything impacts all the actions we take in all aspects of life. I've gained an amazing tool set that I apply daily when I feel stuck or unsure. I have my Mindset family and a tight-knit Facebook group. Other members have become close friends and true supporters who get it. Brett always provides so much above and beyond, or so much support in his personal feedback and office hours. I've changed the way I think about myself. I celebrate my wins. I catch myself before I find myself struggling. The most important to me of all, though, is I have literally been glowing with happiness and shining as a growing leader, and my teammates see it. I hit business goals that I hadn't hit for 7+ months, all because my mindset and energy changed. I truly found my purpose and what sets my soul on fire to show up for others and myself, I feel so much more confident knowing I have access to this for life and I can only keep going up. So here it is, my friend. This is what I'm offering you to radically change everything, to save you years of suffering, trial and error, figuring this out, and being totally obsessed and burnt out with your business. Learn to have some fun along the way while seeing way more results than you've seen before. Now, obviously, there's no way I'm going to charge you 12 grand for this. But if I did charge you 12 grand, and all it did was unlock your potential to show you how to bring in that six-figure income that you want, would that be worth it? What if it resolved all that inner conflict or shattered limiting beliefs or taught you how to actually have fun along the way? If you combined all those, would that be worth it for you? This is why my one-on-one clients, which I don't even take one-on-one clients anymore, pay 5 figures a year to work one-on-one towards a similar result. And the reason they invest in themselves at that level is because it's not a cost. You're not going to Target and blowing money on a shirt or something. You're investing like in a Roth IRA or a 401k. That's what's happening here, and it pays itself back tenfold. So you've already seen how this is worth 12 grand, but you're not going to be paying that if this is something you're interested in. It's not going to cost you that. It's not even going to cost you half of that at $6,000. It's not even going to cost you what I charge the regular public at $2,000. That doesn't even include any of the bonuses I offer you here today. This entire system is $997, but it's the holidays. And I know that you want to make 2020 the best year of your life. You believe in the idea of investing in yourself at a high level. That's what changes the game. That's why you show up to Summit. That's why you show up to those conferences. That is why I'm going to offer you guys a payment plan where you can get started today for $97. $97, and your life radically changes. Your business is unstuck. You create the wealth and freedom and the happiness you want. And I'm even going to let you try it risk-free for 90 days. Meaning that if you go through this program, do the work, finish the program, and it doesn't change everything in your life, I will gladly let you give you your money back and let you keep the program. And I'll even send you a $20 Amazon gift card to buy the personal growth book of your choice. That's how confident I am this will change everything for you. Tony Robbins says, it's in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. How much longer are you going to wait to make this next year the best year of your life? Instead of starting the beginning of the year saying, you know what? I'm going to go after this big goal, but then have that voice in your head that says, you're never going to get there. What if this is the year that you break through everything? Lean into your heart. Do something uncomfortable that moves your life in a totally new direction. You can do nothing. You don't have to invest here today. That's cool. And if that's the choice, maybe you'll find yourself stuck because you'll know what to do, but you won't have any idea of how to do it. Or you can test it out for 90 days and watch your life radically change. So if you're ready to do this, if this is something that you know you totally need to resolve that inner conflict, to change limiting beliefs, and to genuinely appreciate the journey, all you have to do is head to bradbizjack.com/webinar. bradbizjack.com/webinar to claim the system for $97. But remember what I said at the very beginning of this about the 5 entrepreneurial fears training, about stress, overwhelm, procrastination, perfection, rejection? This bonus is added for all my fast action takers that decide to enroll by midnight Eastern time tonight. This is for people that are like, hell yeah, I'm going for it. You see that window of opportunity and you don't let fear overtake you. You dive in. This bonus is also going to be added for my, fast action takers tonight as well. Guys, this has helped hundreds and hundreds of coaches change their life. You guys know who Jen Richardson is? 15-star diamond coach, Million Club member. She says, and I quote, Appreciation Academy is the missing link that every Beachbody coach needs to finally see success in their business. Micah Folsom, double 15-star diamond, says, if you're doing all the things but you're just not successful, or if you're successful but you just don't feel fulfilled every day, you absolutely must do this for yourself. So guys, I can go on and on. My goal isn't to impress you. It's endorsed by the top leaders in your business. All you have to do to radically change your life is to give this a shot. So take advantage of the 90-day guarantee. Get started for $97. Give yourself this Christmas present. Head to bradbizjack.com/webinar and get started today. But Mackenzie, thank you so much for inviting me to be here tonight. Thank you guys so much for the privilege of serving you. And I hope you guys took so much away from it. Mackenzie, I'll turn it back to you, my friend.
Yes, thank you so much, Brad. Are you sure we're stealing from you? You're amazing. This is I kept playing the whole time you were talking. Like, if you're looking for another business strategy, you're not looking for the right thing. And he's so right. It's all in here. It's all in here. And I'm just so grateful that you gave us all of this tonight. This is an amazing opportunity for all of us. And I know my wheels are spinning. My heart is racing. I'm like sweating. I've got the passion sweats. So just thank you so much, Brad. Like, literally anytime we get to hear from you is an absolute honor. And what you've offered us is literally it's absolutely incredible. So we're going to definitely pass this on. And we're just so grateful for you. if anybody else wants to just say anything really fast, and then we'll just jump off of here, but appreciate it so much.
Thank you, Mackenzie. I wanted to answer a question in the chat box, if that's okay.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Amanda asked, just to clarify, it must be by midnight tonight, just for the fast action bonus, but this offer is available for 5 days, okay? Mary, great question about the live event. You guys are awesome. The live event in 2020, I'll be hosting Appreciation Academy Live, which is basically like, have you guys ever done like Brendan Burchard's High Performance Academy, and he has a live event talking about that? Same deal. We're gonna have a live event likely here in Chicago, working out some contracts right now in fall of 2020. That is available for the full pay option as well. But I just want to answer those questions because I saw them in the chat box. But this offer is available for 5 days at this pricing. So thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. I'm gonna let everybody get off here so they can go get all in on all of this. So appreciate you. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year. And I'll see y'all in 2020. Bye.